Have you ever found yourself slowing down a little more than you used to? Maybe you've noticed a few more aches and pains, or perhaps your energy just isn't what it used to be? Well, it's not just you. It's all part of a natural process that happens to everyone as we age. Stick around, because in today's video, I'll share 5 key indicators your body is giving you that it's starting to prepare for those final years, and more importantly, how you can adjust to these changes for a healthier, happier future. If you're new here, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who could use a little encouragement. Let's support each other in living our best lives, no matter our age. As we get older, our bodies go through some natural changes. It's not always easy to accept, but recognizing these shifts can help us prepare, adapt, and even thrive. Sometimes the signs are subtle, like needing more rest, or maybe they're more obvious, like a change in your metabolism. Either way, understanding what's happening allows us to make the best choices for our health and well-being. Let me tell you, I know how it feels. I remember when I started noticing that I was tired more often and my joints weren't as flexible. At first, I thought it was just a phase, but when I started to really listen to my body, I realized these were signs I needed to pay attention to. So today, I'm sharing these 5 indicators, along with some practical advice on how to live better as we embrace this stage of life. Reason 1, your sleep patterns are changing. As we age, one of the most common changes we experience is in how and when we sleep. This isn't just about needing less sleep. It's about how the structure of our sleep itself begins to shift. What once was a full, uninterrupted 8 hours can turn into several lighter cycles, often punctuated by periods of wakefulness in the early morning hours. At the heart of this shift is a natural decline in melatonin production, the hormone that tells your body it's time to wind down. Melatonin levels tend to decrease with age, especially after 60, making it harder for older adults to fall asleep and stay asleep. Less melatonin means lighter, more easily disrupted sleep, and a higher likelihood of waking up in the middle of the night, often around 3 or 4 a.m., and finding it hard to drift back off. Another biological factor involved is the change in circadian rhythms, your body's internal clock. As we get older, this clock tends to shift earlier, meaning you might feel sleepy earlier in the evening and wake up earlier in the morning, even if your environment hasn't changed. It's called a phase advance, and it's a natural part of aging, though it can be disruptive if you're trying to maintain a consistent schedule. Sleep is also more easily disturbed by environmental cues as we age. Sounds, light, even slight discomforts that might not have bothered you in your younger years can now be enough to wake you. Additionally, REM sleep, the deep restorative stage, is often shorter in older adults, which can leave you feeling less rested, even if you technically got the same number of hours in bed. Beyond the biological, there are behavioral and lifestyle factors that can reinforce these sleep changes. Reduced physical activity during the day, irregular sleep schedules, excessive napping, or screen time late at night can all make it harder for your body to maintain a consistent rhythm. And let's not forget the role of medications. Many commonly prescribed drugs for blood pressure, arthritis, or mood disorders can cause nighttime wakefulness or increase the need to urinate during the night, interrupting your rest. The important thing to understand is that these changes don't mean you're doing something wrong. They're part of your body's natural progression, but recognizing the why behind them empowers you to work with your body instead of feeling frustrated by it. Real-life example. Take Janet, a 72-year-old retiree who found herself waking up at 3 a.m. every night. She'd lie there, frustrated, wondering why her body wouldn't let her get a full night's rest. Over time, she learned that it wasn't just a random occurrence, it's part of the body's natural rhythm as we age. Hormones, stress levels, and our circadian rhythms all shift. It's perfectly normal, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating. But it's not just about sleep. There's another thing that happens to your body as you enter these years that can catch you off guard. Reason 2, your skin starts to show more signs of aging. As we age, our skin begins to undergo several natural biological changes that are hard to ignore. One of the most noticeable is the gradual breakdown of collagen and elastin, two key proteins responsible for maintaining skin's firmness, strength, and flexibility. When we're younger, our bodies produce these proteins abundantly, keeping our skin smooth and resilient. But starting in our 30s and accelerating in our 60s and beyond, production slows significantly, making the skin thinner, drier, and more prone to fine lines and sagging. Another factor is the skin's reduced ability to retain moisture and natural oils. The sebaceous glands, which keep the skin lubricated, become less active over time. This results in dryness, flakiness, and a dull appearance that many seniors notice even if they've never had skin issues before. Without sufficient moisture, skin also becomes more fragile, and it may bruise or tear more easily. Additionally, the rate of skin cell turnover slows down, meaning dead skin cells linger on the surface longer. This contributes to a rougher texture and can make age spots or discoloration more prominent. Years of sun exposure also start to show their effects more clearly, as UV damage builds up over decades, leading to pigmentation changes and a leathery texture in areas like the face, neck, and hands. Genetics certainly play a role. Some people are naturally more resistant to visible aging, but lifestyle factors often make a bigger difference than we realize. Smoking, poor hydration, a diet low in antioxidants, or inconsistent skin protection can accelerate these changes. The good news is that even though these signs are natural, they're not entirely out of your control. A consistent, gentle skincare routine, staying hydrated, wearing sunscreen, and nourishing your body from the inside out can all help support healthier, more vibrant skin even in your later years. Real life. Example, for Bob, 68, it was the appearance of fine lines around his eyes. He'd always prided himself on his youthful skin, but suddenly he noticed his skin wasn't as firm and plump as it used to be. This is a natural part of the aging process. Collagen production decreases, which leads to sagging and wrinkles. But Bob didn't just give up. He started using a gentle moisturizer every morning and took extra care to protect his skin from the sun. And speaking of changes, your muscles and joints can start to feel a little different as well. Let's talk about that next. Reason number 3, you might feel stiffer and sorer than before. As we grow older, stiffness and soreness become more common, and there are several physiological reasons behind it. One major factor is the natural decline in muscle mass, a condition known as sarcopenia. Starting as early as age 30, we begin to lose small percentages of muscle each decade, and that loss accelerates after 60. With less muscle to support your joints and bones, movements can feel heavier, and stability may decrease, increasing your risk of discomfort or even falls. Additionally, the cartilage that cushions our joints starts to wear away. Cartilage acts like a shock absorber between bones, and when it thins out, it can lead to more friction, stiffness, and pain during regular movement, especially in weight-bearing joints like the hips, knees, and lower back. The tendons and ligaments that connect our muscles and bones also begin to lose elasticity. This makes stretching and full-range movement harder, often causing that familiar morning stiffness or the soreness after a day of physical activity. Circulation may also slow down slightly with age, reducing the delivery of nutrients and oxygen to muscles, which can prolong recovery after any exertion. Lifestyle plays a big role too. Long periods of sitting, which many people fall into during retirement years, can worsen joint stiffness and reduce mobility. Lack of regular stretching or low-impact activity further compounds the issue, creating a cycle where inactivity leads to more discomfort, and discomfort leads to more inactivity. The upside is that stiffness and soreness aren't irreversible. With the right movement habits and gentle exercises, we can support our muscles, lubricate our joints, and improve flexibility. It's not about pushing hard. It's about moving consistently and mindfully. Real life example, Helen, 75, was always active, enjoying long walks and gardening. But recently, she noticed that her back and knees ached more than they used to, especially after being on her feet for a while. This is due to a decrease in muscle mass and joint lubrication, both of which are natural parts of aging. But don't worry, there are ways to stay flexible and active. Gentle stretching, yoga, or even swimming can help. But wait, there's more. Another big change happens with your metabolism, and it's something you might not even notice until it's too late. Reason number 4, your metabolism slows down. Your metabolism is essentially your body's engine. It's the process through which your body converts the food you eat into the energy you need to function. It powers everything from your heartbeat to your breathing to digestion. But as we age, this engine begins to run a little more slowly. That slowdown happens for several interconnected reasons. First, muscle mass naturally decreases with age, and muscle tissue is metabolically active. This means the more muscle you have, the more calories your body burns, even at rest. So, when muscle declines, your body burns fewer calories just doing everyday tasks, like walking or even sitting. If your eating habits stay the same but your muscle mass decreases, it leads to a gradual surplus of calories, often resulting in weight gain over time. Second, hormonal changes like decreased levels of growth. Hormone, estrogen, or testosterone can further impact metabolism. These hormonal shifts influence how the body stores fat, uses energy, and even how hungry or full you feel. A slower metabolism doesn't just lead to weight changes, it can also make you feel more tired, less motivated to be active, and more prone to issues like blood sugar fluctuations or digestive sluggishness. Another key contributor is a drop in overall physical activity levels. Many older adults, whether due to retirement, joint pain, or fatigue, move less than they did in their younger years. Less movement means fewer calories burned, compounding the effects of a slowing metabolism. And finally, aging can lead to changes in digestive efficiency, meaning your body may take longer to process meals or extract nutrients. This can leave you feeling full longer or oddly hungry more often, depending on how your body reacts to the shift. Understanding this isn't about blaming yourself, it's about adjusting with grace. Your body is changing, and your habits can change too. With a few mindful shifts in nutrition, gentle strength-building exercises, and conscious movement, you can support a healthy metabolism well into your later years. Real-life example. Tom, 70, used to eat whatever he wanted without worrying much about weight gain. But now, after indulging in his favorite ice cream, he noticed that the pounds were creeping up, even though he hadn't changed his eating habits. A slower metabolism is a natural part of aging, and it means that the body burns calories less efficiently. It's a wake-up call for many of us to pay closer attention to our nutrition and activity levels. But that's not the only shift your body might be undergoing. Let's dive into another key indicator that can often go unnoticed, but plays a major role in your overall health. Reason number 5. You may experience memory changes. Memory changes are one of the most common and most quietly worrisome parts of aging. As the brain gets older, it undergoes subtle structural and chemical changes. One of the biggest shifts is that the brain's processing speed begins to slow. That doesn't mean you're losing intelligence. It simply means it might take a little longer to recall a name, find the right word, or remember why you walked into a room. These occasional lapses, like forgetting where you left your glasses or struggling to recall an acquaintance's name, are known as age-associated memory impairment. They're normal, and not necessarily a sign of something more serious like dementia. What's happening is that the brain's ability to store and retrieve short-term memories becomes less efficient, particularly when multitasking or under stress. Another factor is the decline in neurotransmitters. especially acetylcholine, which plays a major role in memory and learning. As levels of these brain chemicals drop with age, you may find it harder to focus, absorb new information, or remember recent events clearly. Sleep also plays a huge role here. The brain consolidates memories during deep sleep, and if your sleep is fragmented, especially with age-related awakenings at night, this can impact how well memories are formed and stored. Poor sleep and chronic stress together can further accelerate forgetfulness. Fortunately, the brain is highly adaptable. It retains its ability to form new neural pathways, a quality known as neuroplasticity. This means that by regularly engaging in mental stimulation, such as puzzles, reading, learning new skills, or socializing, you can strengthen your memory and even grow new connections in the brain. The goal isn't perfection, it's preservation and participation. Staying mentally active, managing stress, prioritizing sleep, and maintaining a healthy lifestyle can go a long way toward keeping your memory resilient. Real life. Example, Nancy, 69, started noticing that she'd forget little things, like where she put her keys or what she was about to do next. It wasn't anything severe, but it made her a bit anxious. Memory changes are common as we age, and while it's natural, it's important to keep your mind sharp. Nancy started doing puzzles, reading more books, and engaging in activities that kept her mentally active, which really helped. Now, these aren't just random occurrences. They're all signs that your body is changing and getting ready for those final years. But before we wrap up, let's talk about what you can do to stay ahead of these changes. So, there you have it. 5 indicators your body might be preparing for its final years. But the great thing is, you don't have to just accept these changes. You can make adjustments, take care of yourself, and continue to live a vibrant, fulfilling life. Whether it's improving your sleep, staying active, or nourishing your body with healthy food, it's all within your control. Remember, aging is a natural part of life, and while it comes with its challenges, it also offers us a unique opportunity to take better care of ourselves than ever before. You're never too old to start making small, positive changes. The best years might just be ahead of you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video has given you some helpful insights into your body's natural changes. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. We're all here to learn, grow, and support each other. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Let's keep this conversation going. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do so you won't miss out on any future videos. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.